Okay. Good evening. Good evening, bro. Sorry for not recording time. I had issue. They were fixing the system, stuff like that. So I want to talk about. So we talked about the key items that will be used for this this study. So we talk about the key items that will be used for this study. We talked about the trackers, where we'll be getting our informations for. We talked about the social handles and the rest, right? So now, things that we talk about is just discuss things to discuss about is just the definition of fundamental analysis, blockchain. I've talked about contact address, then we'll talk about metrics, financial metric, on-chain metric, and our project metric. That is the three type of metrics that I mentioned to you. That is what we'll be discussing. So now we'll discuss about the fundamental analysis, we'll discuss about financial metrics, then we'll talk about the three types of financial metrics that we have. Now, first of all, let me start with the definition of what? Let me start with the definition of fundamental analysis. Now, before before any token, before any before any token can have any background, before any token can have any background, you have to have good quality. Now, when I mean any background, is that before any token can be patronized, before people can buy a token, or before anything, just come to your normal day life, just come to your normal day life, before anybody can invest in anything, you must have value. You must have what? You must have value. before anybody can before anybody can patronize you, you must have something to offer in the market. So the same way, before anybody can patronize or buy this cryptocurrency, nobody just want to put their money in. Nobody, just big investors don't just want to put their money in any kind of project and be doing what, and be waiting for the project to just pump. They want to know what they are investing in. They want to be like, what are we putting our money in? Will this thing yield something? Now, you cannot actually know if it will yield something if not until you know their what, not until you know their value. Now, anything that is very valuable, people tend to do what? Purchase it. People tend to do what? Purchase it that much. Just like the way we have food, your shelter, your land. All those things are very relevant things. They are valuable, right? Now, same way we have what? Same way we have food. Same way we have food, right? Now, in our food and the rest, people tend to patronize food that have quality, food that do have quality. You cannot just bring foreign food that people do not like from. You cannot just bring foreign food from any country and just come and give to Nigeria. It might not sell. It might not do what? Sell. Depend on the price of the food. Depend on the value of the food. That is what will give the price. You cannot compare rice. You cannot compare the price of rice with garri. The reason why garri is underrated, not that garri don't used to sell, I know say garri don't used to sell, but the reason why it's underrated, the reason why the price is not higher to what, the reason why the price is not higher to rice is because of what, is because of the value that the garri, the rice have, and the rest. The both of them tend to have the both of them tend to have the same purpose, but each one of them have what? Higher value. you when it comes to higher value, you tend to see rice in occasions. You tend to see people cook rice in occasion. You tend to see people cook rice in weddings, occasion, weddings, Christmas, festivals, and the rest. So you tend to see rice pump. You tend to see the price of rice what? Pump. You tend to see people do, I should not just put it low class people. You tend to see low class people, not low class people. I should not put it low class people because me too, I normally take Gary 1 or 2 times. Okay, you tend to see people take garri just because of maybe urgent stomach need. You tend to see people take garri. Have plenty substitute. Garri have plenty substitute. You tend to see people do eba garri where they can do with garri have plenty substitute. So that is just the value difference. So now fundamental analysis is what you can actually use to do what is what you can actually use to purchase, to know the value of this, to know the value of the token that you want to invest in. Is what you can use to know the value of what you want to invest in. You say it's a method of evaluating the intrinsic value. Now the intrinsic value just means the major value of an asset. The assets can be what? The assets can be any token that you are purchasing. Not just fundamental analysis is not just applied to only it's not just applied to only cryptocurrency. Even any investment that you are doing, analyze and analyzing the factors that could influence its price. Now factors, now the value that can give, now the value in the distance, just for normal understanding. Now those factors that can, you can put those factors or those values that can make the price to become what? High. Now most of the things that actually make price to become high is because of, we normally cook it for occasions and the rest. So there's a lot of value in that what price. So there's a lot of value in that rice because of its density as a special, what, as a special food. The price will always what? High. And even though the price high, you tend to see people do what? Buy it always. Now today, if the price of garri high, if the price of garri is very very high, if the price of garri is very very high, people can just decide not to be drinking garri. Well, okay, let us just say that if the price of garri is very very high, right, people can just decide not to be drinking garri. They will look for any alternative. That is when you then see that people don't actually like garri. People don't actually like garri. It's just because of it's the alternative and the rest. So you say this form of analysis is based on external events and influences as well as, so those are things that we'll be talking about. So I've explained the fundamental analysis. I've explained this. So I've explained the fundamental analysis on our what? I've explained the fundamental analysis on our class, that is on our theory class. So now we want to be talking about the what? We want to be talking about the what? Sorry. We want to be talking about the financial what? Metrics. Now, what is financial metrics? We say we have three types of metric, three types of what? Three type of fundamental analysis metrics. We say we have the financial metrics, the on-chain metrics, and the project what? Metrics. So these three things, these three metrics are analysis that you can do, to actually get the value of this coin, for you to actually predict what the value that this coin can rise in future time. But today we'll be talking about financial metrics. In our next class we'll be talking about on-chain metrics. Now we say information, financial metric is just the information on about how the assets currently trade, what it's traded at previously, liquidity, etc. can all come in handy in fundamental analysis. Now what financial metric just simply mean is that, what financial metric just simply mean is this. Now we want to know the financial status of this what? Of the token. Now what do we mean by the financial status of this token? We want to know how this token is being traded. We want to know how this token is being what? Traded in the market. That is just what majorly what is the what? Financial metrics. It just deals with everything on how the token is being traded in the what? Market. On how the token is being traded in the market. Now when we are dealing with how a token is being traded in the market, we consider two things. We consider what? Two things. We consider two things. The two things that we consider is your what? Demand and supply. we consider your what we consider your demand and your what supply. Now the major reason why we are considering your demand and your supply, because of in your demand and your supply, these are is just the demand and the supply that moves any currency that is actually what trading, any currency that is actually, or any commodity that is actually trading in the market. Now just like when you were schooling, I don't know if you actually did economics, or you decided not to do economics. If you did not do it, I should just phrase it, I should just give you a phrase of what demand and supply actually mean. Now demand and supply, now the demand is just how people are actually doing what, how people are actually demanding for for the product, or for the commodity or anything, the way people are actually doing what, demanding for it. Now the supply can either be seen as the what, can either be seen as the what, the overall supply of that token. Now just to deal with the quantity, or the wellness of that what token in the market. Now when we have that token in market, like the token is excess, when we have the token excess in market, people tend not to value it. When we let me look for an example. Okay, so now let me just give an example of one thing that is excess in this world, one particular thing that is excess in this world. Let us see. Let me look for Okay, let me think for one exact thing that is excess in this world. Okay. Okay, let me just use water. Water. Now your water, now the water that you normally buy for drinking and the rest. There are two scenarios in this situation that I'm using your water. Now if you go to a area, where this if you go to an area where the water is abundant, where the people have water supply abundantly, do you know that nobody will be buying pure water? That is if the water is clean. If the water is clean, do you know that most people will not be patronizing water? Now why won't they be patronizing water? Because of they have the supply, much, they have the word supply much. Now but if you go to areas like all these areas that are dry, or areas like desert, if you go to desert and say you want to sell pure water, if you go to desert and you want to sell pure water, 2000, do you know that people will patronize that water, and people will even take care of the water, people will even have value of that water very well, because of the what, because of the supply is very what, limited, now if the supply is limited, I want you to capture this, if the supply is limited, the demand will be what, high. That is why they say the lower the supply, the higher the demand. The higher the demand, the lower the supply. That is just the key reason. So if the supply is low, the demand will be what, high. If the demand is what, if the demand is high, you should know that the supply is low. Now if the demand is not high, you should know that the supply is what. Now if the demand is low, you should know that the supply is what, very high. So now if you now know this, we'll be talking about the what, we'll be talking about list of things. I've already explained this financial metrics. So now we'll be talking about market what, we'll be talking about list of things that make up the financial metrics. That is list of things that make up the what, financial metric. Now speaking about list of things that actually make up the financial metric, we have what to call your what, market capitalization. Now what is your market capitalization? I told you that from our beginning of the class. I told you that your market capitalization is just the what, is the product of the what, the price times the what, circulating supply times the circulating supply. So I'm not going to go into deep about this market capitalization. The reason why I'm not going to go deep into it is because of we have had reference on it time to time. Now, but I will be showing you practical aspect of the market capitalization in our what in our in this. So now this is the token that we're looking on, our reserve rights, which is RSR, is the token that we'll be using for our case study. Now, the reason why people are mostly interested in the what market supply, that is the market capitalization, is because of they want to know that people are actually doing what they want to see the relative. They want to see a relative. Now, when I mean the relative, they want to see that this token actually have value. When I say this token actually have value, now, if we are multiplying the supply and the price, right? Now you know that the lower. Okay, let me give something. Sorry, let me explain for you something. Mhm. Okay, so now you know that if the supply is what if the supply is low, you know that if the supply so if the supply is low, we know that what we know that it will result to what high demand. High demand will result to what high increase in price. Will result to the what increase in price. So now, if we have the supply to be low, and we have increasing if we have the supply to be low, which will result to high demand, which will also result to what increase in price, which will result to increase in what price. Now, this increase in price will give us a value when we combine the supply and the increase in price, that is the price. It will show us that this token actually have what it shows that this token actually have funds that are invested in it. Now, people tend to invest in tokens that have real market capitalization. I would not like to go and invest in token that I would not like to go and invest or leave my investment in token that have. Now, if you can see, this token actually have 300 that is sorry 300 million, close to like 300 million market capitalization. So that means what it simply means is that this token actually have money that is flowing in and flowing out of this token. Money that is flowing in and flowing out of this token is up to 300 million. Is up to what 300 what million. Is up to 300 million. Now, let us say that why will I invest my money in. Now, let me know that if I know that you are broke, sorry, not you actually. If I know that anybody is broke, why will I invest in a broke person? Now, questions that you ask yourself: why will I invest in a what broke person? Now, this other question. Now, it's not only the market capitalization. Now, you of the person know that is to be difficult for me to invest in a what broke person. Now, let us imagine that the market capitalization of this token is just what the market capitalization of this token is just 1,000 $1,000. And I'll be like, why will I invest in something that is $1,000, something that I can actually use my own money I can actually have $1,000. Then in the whole supply of in the whole market cap of the coin, they are only having $1,000 that only one person can just do what, buy the token. So the richness of the market capitalization will tell us that this token actually have real funds on it. You can actually check the market capitalization on yourself. Now, it's not now you know that we are not going to be judging based on what we are not going to be judging based on market capitalization. We'll still use other metrics to judge a token. So now this question that actually asks why this question that actually asks why will you invest in a broke person. Now the only reason why I can invest in a broke person, or the only reason why you yourself can invest in a broke person, is if he have value to offer. Now when I mean if you have value to offer, now you used to see in movies or in any this thing, if you have seen it in physical life, they have people that are actually broke, but they actually have the knowledge to do things. They have people that can actually program, they have people that can actually hack, they have people that can actually teach, they have people that now those values are things that you can what invest. Those values are things that you can invest, that can make you invest in a person. We have values like now our other metrics can tell us the reason why we can invest in a token. Now maybe the market capitalization can be low, but the what but maybe the market capitalization can be low, but this token actually have value to give in the what market. This token actually have what value to give in the what market. It's just like maybe we have Gary now. Let us just imagine that Gary is a new this thing. Everybody will be like, what are they using Gary for? What are they using Gary for? Now if Gary can come and serve if Gary can come and serve the what if Gary can come and serve purpose of Gary can come and quench hunger. Is a fast food. All those are values that Gary can give and all of that. So now I will dive into the next this thing. I will dive into the next topic, which is our what? Which is our liquidity and what volume. Now I will first of all start with the what volume. I will first of all start with the trading volume. Let me put this in trading volume. Trading volume. You can put the trading volume, all the numbers, all the numbers of people that are investing in this in the token, but majorly it's actually the what trading volume. Now if you can see, the trading volume of this token is $72,000. For only what 24 hours. For only 24 hours is 72,000 is $71 million. For only what for only 24 hours is $21 million. Then sorry, $71 million. Now you can see that the trading volume for only one day is very high. Trading volume for only one day is very high. I will not be happy if I only see trading volume of only $1,000. That is just four figures. Or if I just only see trading volume of just $5,000, you can see. Let me search for one token. Token is actually known as Kishu Inu. Let me see if I can search for the token. Okay, so this is Kishu Inu. Let me click on Kishu Inu. Okay. Okay, so this is Kishu Inu. Okay, so this is Kishu Inu. Trading volume is just Kishu Inu trading volume for just one day is just 1 million. is just what, 1 million. That is the trading volume of what, Kishu Inu. That is the trading volume of Kishu Inu. Now the trading volume of Kishu Inu is poor. The trading volume of Kishu Inu is poor compared to the trading volume, 24 hours trading volume of this. That is 72. That is 72 million. That is 72 million. We have other tokens. We have other tokens that, let me look for Wakanda Inu. Wakanda Inu. All these are tokens. You cannot actually know all the whole token. So don't be surprised. Don't ask yourself why is it that I don't actually know this token. Okay. Okay, so this is Wakanda Inu. This is Wakanda Inu. Now you can see the volume of Wakanda Inu is very, very poor. Very, very what? Poor. Trading volume of this Wakanda Inu is just $32. That is very, very what? Poor. Far. The volume is far from 1 million. Even 1 million, the volume is very, very far. That means people are not patronizing this what? People are not patronizing this token at all. Now don't forget again, the trading volume can even be that it's just the amount of money that people are selling out to, not even the amount of money that people are buying. But what the trading volume is actually concerned is just the movement of what, the money that is involved. It can even be that it's the amount of token that people are even selling in the what, market. It's the amount of money that people are even selling, the amount of token that people are even selling in the market. So now, okay, so now the next thing is what, liquidity. Now the next thing is actually what, liquidity. Now what is the liquidity? Okay, what is actually the what, liquidity? So now the major thing that is we say liquidity. Sorry, liquidity. Now what is liquidity? Now the liquidity in the market is just the trade, the movement of the what, trade, the movement of the what, trade. Now the liquidity of the market, just like when they say something is liquid, which means the thing can either be flowing, the thing can either be pumped, the thing can either be flowing. Now you know the way when you shake a liquid, it will dangle. If you shake water in cup, you see it will dangle. Or if you have stream, have you ever gone to stream before? That is where you see water be flowing. You see the way you see the way the water is moving what, fast. We have dominant water, we have stagnant water, we have water that used to move very slow. Now you want to see if this market is moving slow or is what, moving fast. You want to know if this market is moving slow or is what, moving fast. Now if I want to invest in two provision sellers, right? If I want to invest in two provision sellers, let us just say I want to invest in what are they calling this guy? Who is this? Okay, let us say that I want to invest in two provision seller. One person is actually selling, one person market is actually moving constantly, and the other person market is not moving. Who do you think I will need to invest? I need to invest in the other person market that is what, moving. I need to invest in the other person market that is what, moving. Now again, so now this is how this market is, the liquidity of the market. This is how this market actually look like, the liquidity of the what, market. Now you want to see if people are buying or selling. This market. Now I'm going to show you how you can find out if people are buying or selling in this market. I'm going to show you doing a screen record. If I do the screen record, I will forward it to you on WhatsApp. Now the next thing is the supply mechanism. The next thing is the what, supply mechanism. Now, what is actually the supply mechanism? Now, the supply mechanism is how are they supplying this what token? How are they supplying this token? How is this token reaching to these people? Is the supply very high? Are these people burning the supply? Are these people actually regulating how the supply is moving? Are people demanding for this token and all of that? Now, how can we see the supply of a token? How can we see the supply of a token? Now, I told you that from here we know the maximum supply. From here we know the maximum supply. This is 100 what? This is what? 100. This is more than this. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, this is 100 billion of this token. This is 100 billion. Now, if you come to this Wakanda Inu, this is 1 trillion of this token. This is 1 trillion of what? This token. That is the maximum what? Supply of this token. Now, the total supply, this is the maximum supply of this token. Now, when we mean maximum supply of this token, that means the whole supply that these people can do what? Sell. In our last video, I actually used bakery to explain this stuff for you. How if you bake 600, if you bake 1000 bread, that means the supply that you have to supply to everybody is what? 1000 bread. Now, the supply that these people have to supply is what? 1000 bread. Now, but the total supply, that is the amount of this in the amount that people were able to buy. The amount that people were able to buy is, oh, this figure is very huge. So this is the amount that the people are able to buy. If you come to this RSR, this is the total supply. This is the maximum supply. And this is the what? Total supply. You can see that the maximum supply and the total supply is even equal. So people are actually buying this what? People have actually bought the supply of this, bought maybe almost all the whole supply of this token and the rest. If you can actually see, that is why this coin is mostly pumping, and that is why the price of this figure of this token is actually what? High. Now, it's not just, but if you check on this token, you can see the price is very long. Now, it cannot just be the only supply that can increase the price of what? This token. We still have other metrics or other factors that can still increase the price of this token. We still have other things. You cannot just sit down and finalize based on supply of this. So you have to combine all your whole analysis and metrics and all of that. So now how are this? Now we want to actually know if the supply that they are supplying in the market, how are these people supplying it? Is the supply okay? Now, if you can see this supply of this token, in this market is actually balanced, because of everybody have bought this token. Everybody are actually what? Satisfied with this token. The token is not actually don't have too much of. Now, the token supply is high, right? But the people that are demanding it, the token have very good value, and people are demanding for the token very much. People are demanding for this token very much. Now, but let us look at this Wakanda Inu. The maximum supply, that is the total supply that these people have, is very huge. Is very what? Huge compared to what? The amount that people have already done what? Patronized. The amount that people have already patronized is far away from the what? Let me use my calculator. So now let me paste this. Then let me minus it from this. Then let me click on minus, then paste this, then click on equals to. Now you can see that they still have plenty supply. that have not been supplied to the world, that have not been supplied to the people. Now, if this token actually want to move forward, if those token actually want to move forward, they have to reduce the supply. They have to reduce the supply of this token in the market so that this token can have value. If the supply is much, and people are not willing to buy, people are not going to be seeing the value of this token. People are not going to be seeing the value of this token. So we are like, why not reduce the supply of this token? Why not burn the supply of this token so that this token will have value, so that this token, people can be patronizing this token and all of that. So that is just actually what we mean by the supply mechanism. Now they can decide to reduce the supply of this token by burning the token. By burning what? By burning the token. I will explain burning token when we move to the next thing. So in our next class, we'll be dealing on what? In our next class, we'll be dealing on on-chain metrics. This on-chain metrics is where we are going to deal on very more. It contains on how you can track someone wallet, how you can see through what the companies are doing, you can see the production of what the companies are doing and all of that. I hope you actually understand. I hope you actually got everything that I tried to explain in this class. Thank you.